everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. Well, the blueprint reading for this week. Let's see what is in store for us. Where are we heading? And what is happening for us? When I was in meditation yesterday evening, I heard already, it's time to surrender and time to let go. To let go of everything that is out of our control and out of our system. Now everything what we can't control, we leave it in the past. And that means the things that are happening in our environment or that other people decide, that is something we can't control or want to have control of. It's time to let it go. It's time to let go of, the leaves. You know, we're in autumn time, so we can't change things that that is outside of ourselves. We can definitely change the things, how we see things and how we cope with it, but how things go from the outside world, that is out of our control. Again, keep popping out, emerging is also one of the things. Rise above the things that we can't control. If we want to control things and we want to control other people, then actually we are doing some things from our ratio, and most of the time it comes from manipulation. So let it go and surrender for everything what needs to happen in this world and go with that flow. Okay, let's see what is coming out of this week. What is coming ahead for us? Thank you. The indigo child, the rainbow child, yeah. And the Acturians and share space. Okay. And that is for, you're unstoppable. You're a new earth builder. You're multi-talented. And there are miraculous alchemy going on. Self-worth with humility. So it means we walking the path of the indigo child this week. And that means, the indigo children are the new earth builders. You know, it's, and they're unstoppable, they're unstoppable in their mission. And sometimes when we're doing our work and we're doing our light work, we're unstoppable. And now it's also time to surrender, to take a step back and say, okay, let's see what will happen if we surrender and look at the things that we already have done, and then take that peace and take that take a step back in that and see how everything unfolds. Because we did a lot of work this summer. We did a lot of activations, did a lot of work for Mother Earth, for ourselves, for the collective, And that means now it's time to lean back and see what will come out of it. And we also already seen some actions on that. What is happening in America is one thing of it, you know. We can do things for Mother Earth and for the collective, and then we have to let it go, give it time. It's almost like baking a bread, you know. You mold it, and you put all the ingredients together, you mold it, you put it down to rest. And when you put it down to rest, then everything can, all the ingredients can mix, and the bread can rise. So that's actually what we're doing now. We're waiting in a waiting period for everything to unfold. So we are multi-talented people, multi-dimensional beings, multi-talented beings. And now it's also time to start creating, you know, the things that we want to create. It's time to create other things. Everything comes with a theme in your life. So if that theme is coming back in your life, then it's time to create a different ceremony or a different kind of work that you don't get the same outcome, you know. Or you take another paintbrush, or you take another pencil, or you start to work with paint, you know. Take other materials to see if you can create something different than you already did. So, and then you will discover that you have a miraculous alchemy in your life. You create out of nothing, and something new is coming out of it. And out of that, it could be that you will surprise yourself, and that you say, wow, I didn't know that I had this in me, that when I, for instance, brush the other way, you know, brush the opposite, or see things from upside down, or, you know, seeing the things in a different view. And when we do it with humility, you know, everything, even if we go outside, touch a tree, you know, or we want a branch, or we want a leaf, or we want to carry the take the berries, you know, put a prayer in it, because out of that prayer you will get abundance, and you will get new things in the next year. So this rainbow child energy is very profound, because they're unstoppable. They will find now in this time, as we going into autumn, we slowly start to draw within, you know, we create other things than we normally do. So that's really interesting. And then the Arcturians, they are helping us on our way. The pure white light is changing our DNA codes, healing. We're removing all negativity, and we're working with the sacred geometry. That's this one. When you are connected and you are one of the starseeds, and you're connecting with that energy, that will create some other things, like if you know you're a multidimensional being and you know you're a starseed, you're already be born on this earth with a 3 to 6 strand DNA. Normal people only have 2 strands of DNA. But they are already prepared And now when we are heading our adulthood and we're doing the work, our DNA changed again. You know, it changed again into a higher frequency. It can go up to 24 strands. And when we're doing that work, and when we're getting our upgrades and our DNA is changing, you know, we're removing all what is not serving all us, you know. We're stepping in that light, we're working with love and light, and sometimes we're working with the dark. And that is because we need that to do that shadow work. We're still human beings, and when we're doing our shadow work, what is coming up, you know, real soon, I already feel, you know, our beloved Moria coming in, and Caradwen coming in, and Hecate coming in, you know. So it's all these energies will, you know, stir up our pots and transforming us. It's actually looking at the shadow, shine that light on it, let it die, and be reborn. And that's how we remove the negativity within ourselves. You know, negativity around us that we can shift and change. So all what we hold as we perceive it, or we project it as negativity, can be changed. But the only thing, how we can do it is by changing ourselves. You know, we are the one that coming here to change this world. And sometimes that's why they say some people are the chosen ones. And the chosen ones are doing this work, are going out of their ways and not stepping in the old ways. They stepped out of the old life because they know that in the fifth dimensional realm and in the new earth that they want to create for the generations to come, and the golden energies that are the golden age that is coming, and we can step into and tap into, is here. And when we are stepping into that, that means that how we think about things needs to shift and needs to change. And then we need to create some space for it. You know, create some space or sharing space. And that is, you will notice when we're doing our work, a telepathy will enhance. You know, there is more co-creation together, there is more communication, and you honor each other much more. Because, you know, all the dents and all the trauma and all the things that happened in our lives, we can transmute that. That's where we have control over. And when we transmute it within ourselves, you know, it will also help, you know, the outside world. So within, so without. And you can share space, you know, and that's the beautiful thing of it, you know, sharing space together, you know, holding that heart, you know, and share that space. And for instance, if you have a friend in need, you know, sometimes you know exactly what to do, if it's the right person or not, so you can share that space. But the energies needs to be the same. The frequency you're working with needs to be the same. And then you can co-create and you can communicate with each other. So to come in that space of sharing your heart, of sharing your ideas, or sharing your space in your house, or, you know, honor that. Honor that energy, so we can move on to that space of that gold print energy, because there we share. There's nothing we don't share. There is no fear. There is no there is more telepathy than there is communication. And we are sometimes on such a same frequency that we can understand each other without words. You know, I had a beautiful encounter this afternoon. We both said the same thing, you know, and that is also a co-creation, what you're doing, because you're on the same frequency at that time, and it all has to do with honoring the other person, honor yourself for what you were, where you want to head. Multidimensional, multi-dimensions, timelines, experiences. Be you and don't even try to fit in. You know, doesn't matter where we're working with. If we're working with the elements, if we're working with the fifth dimensional realm, if we're working with the elementals, you know, it's all on a different frequency. And we all work with that multi-dimensional energy. Otherwise, we won't be able to create. So there are so many things we can do, because our body is our vessel, but in that vessel is a soul that is enhanced as a multi-dimensional being, and we're rising and rising and rising. You know, we see actually more things coming out in the open, and questioning the things that we see and that we feel. I'm not going to give an example of it, because I have a feeling then we are dropping back in that lower frequency, because, you know, that fifth dimensional realm gives us everything we need. We don't have control over what happens. You know, we can't control the weather, for instance, not yet. We can actually change the weather. We can actually rearrange things, only if it's not manipulated. So what is going on now? There's a lot of manipulation going on in the third dimensional realm for cloud seeding, you know, chemtrails, whatever. But there are things, if we join together in a group, we can change that. We can change those energies. And it's how much more light are we sending towards it, instead of the negativity that we see from it. So we need to change our perspective, how we see the things. Why is it happening? You know, is it weather control? Who knows? You know, if you're a channeler, you know. So I'm not going to discuss this if for right or wrong. It's not about that. It's equal. It's still energy, but it's energy that is manipulated. And we can undo that manipulation. You know, we can unwire that by just sending light towards it. And that's the only thing that will work. that we can do about it. Let's see what's going on with these cards. So as a multidimensional being, we can do everything. You know, it's the same as that we are out of our bodies at night and changing things in the realm. What also is beautiful to do. Our dreams that comes towards us, you know, more people that are aligned with us. And that will come our way. You know, there is so much beauty in it. There is dark and light, but it's all energy. You know, it's all the same. It's the meaning that you give to it, how you perceive the things. Okay, one please. Thank you. Scales of karma. And that's beautiful, because everything you do and everything what you're sending out is a karma attachment. The circle of disharmony. So if you are in a circle of disharmony, turn it around, because it could be that you're connected or hanging on to a karma of the past. So if you turn that around, the karma will just go back where it belongs, because it's energy. So creating new traditions for yourself. You know, maybe you, if you have disharmony in your life, or there are things that not working for you, then it's time to change the things in your life. Change the things, or change the 3 things in your life every day that you say, okay, for instance, you're always brushing your teeth with your right hand. Now do it with your left hand. And change the way you walk. You know, if you always take the same route, take another journey, take another route. So that's also how you can shift and change the karma. And karma is also that what you do to another person, it also happens to you. You know, it will come around no matter how. So change your traditions, change your way of seeing things, change the things that you're doing for a long time. And it could be the scales of karma can give you unfortunate times, but it also can give you a level up. So you can change the way of karma by raising your vibration. And I think that's the thing that we need to learn when we're shifting from 3, 4, and 5th dimensional realm. We're still in that higher frequency. When we're going, treating the people how they need to be treated, you will be treated the same back. Eventually, everything all is coming back to you. How are you in this situation? How do you see the things? So it's not something that is outside of yourself. It comes back to you because that's the way you send it out. So be kind, be loving, be graceful, be in ease, share your heart, share your space, be open, and things will shift and change. We are always the ones that, you know, that change the things. We all have the tools. We don't have to go outside of ourselves. We all have the tools. But if you repeat a pattern after a pattern after a pattern, well, then you get yourself stuck. It's about learning your lesson. If your lesson is learned, it's done, you know, then karma won't repeat itself. Energy attachments. Check yourself of energy attachments. Where are you attached to? Are you attached to the third dimensional realm? Are you attached to material? Are you attached to money? Are you attached to sex? Or are you attached to drugs, alcohol? Everything what has an attachment, what you are holding on to, you need to let that go. You know how hard it is. You need to move on to another frequency. Energy exchange. Exchange your energy with people who are on that vibration. You know, who is influencing you on a negative way. When you get influenced on a negative way from people that say are negative about other people or are negative about their environment, or, you know, then you can see, you know, it as an attachment to something or an energy that you really need to let go of, because it influences you and it self-sabotages you. You know, it sabotages your energy, it sabotages the people you're hanging out with, you know, so make it, yeah, well, that's it. Create for yourself the best version of you. Let it go. Let go of the things what you're attached to. And are you? There are so many things we can be attached to, but it's also, can you let it go? Can you let go of the things that you're attached to, so new things can come in? Maybe you're attached to certain things, how you think about things. Change that way of thinking, so we can change that. And on that higher frequency, you know, you're just floating through that. You are in that open heart space. You are, you can be influenced by energies that are not yours, you know, because I always say, as a therapist, I would say, every emotion that you carry within yourself has an entity attachment, because the energies are feeding of that emotion, and they're not leaving till you say, okay, I'm done with this kind of pattern behavior, because I still get these entity attachments, and they're coming around and I can do the things what I want to do, but it's still there. You need to change the way you think. When you think different, the emotions shift and change. And you can change your emotion by exercise, going outside, dancing, go into nature. You know, there's so many things you can do to shift that frequency in yourself. So when you're going to that higher frequency, you know, you're receiving those gold print codes. So what is needed to turn it all around? That's what is needed to turn it all around. Power of presence. Power of presence is so powerful. Because if you're not present in this moment, in this time, and then you will be distracted by all other energies. So if you are, for instance, with someone, or you are in a space that you are sharing, be present. Give your energy to that moment. Because when you give energy to that moment, things can grow and things can change. And you can unlock all portals, you know, and you can unlock portals in that moment of presence. That's really beautiful, because you're not only unlocking the portals, but you're also unlocking the possibilities that are there. You know, you go deeper, you go in another layer, you know, you can call it a portal, but somebody else can also take you to another portal. You know, if you have a higher frequency or a lower frequency, it just depends where you are at with your energy. They can take you through that portal, and you can experience that energy on a different level. So yeah, it's not just, or portals or codes, whatever you want to call it, but sometimes when portals are opening, we had a very powerful portal yesterday. Tomorrow, Thursday, we have a very powerful portal opening, and then we start to transition through that portal. What do you want to take through that portal? You know, do you want to take, you know, that all the old stuff, what you left behind, or are you taking new energies with you and taking it somewhere else and transmuting it, for instance, in another country, that you can shift the energy there, that it becomes lighter, that it becomes more powerful, so we can shift and change and work with that. So that's the work we can do in from a fifth dimensional place. And we are in that space that we say, okay, wow, this is really amazing, when we go with the flow. You know, we go with the flow. Don't go against nature. You know, it's release that control, let go. There is divine will. There is free will. And the oceans, for instance, has go with that oceanic consciousness. You know, go with that, you know, work with it. If you want to swim against the current, you know, you will exhaust yourself. So just go with that flow and let it go and let it be. What else will come through is what is needed to keep that energy flowing. What is needed to keep that high frequency going. And that is, you know, your ritual, how do you think, how do you see, how do you perform things for yourself? Meditate is one of them. Meditate to get yourself in a higher frequency. It's Buddha, you know, meditate is a Buddhism, or whatever you want to call it, because now in all religions we have a form of meditation. We have mindfulness, but we also have, you know, meditation with the elements, meditation with nature, meditation in nature, meditation for everything, to quiet your mind, you know, to transmute your mood. There's so many things we can do, and that's what is necessary when we need to go to that higher frequency. Our mind can interrupt so many things and can sabotage us to go to that higher frequency of abundance, because there is enough for everyone. There's enough we can receive and we can give. When you give and you receive and go vice versa, it goes in and out. And sometimes, you know, what you receive, you give to someone else. You know, for instance, when I share my crystals, you know, sometimes my crystal is done, and then it will be offered, or I give it to someone else who can need that energy at that time. So we are exchanging things and shifting things, and that's what yeah, give and take does, you know, also with your energy field. So never sometimes you can say, okay, I hold myself, but I give more energy. You know, I'm here, but I'm giving more than I actually need to give. And when you do that, you know, there will also be another form of karma coming your way. Not always, but it's never from the same source as you give it to. It will always come from another source. It comes always around. And when we are connecting with the Arcturians and with the Palladians and with the higher forces, you know, it's a totally different kind of energy. I think it's hard to explain how to work with that on the earthly plane. You can work it in nature and work with Mother Earth with it. But you need, it's a state of consciousness. It's a state that we raise our vibration to create the things that needs to come to us. So yeah, that's what I have for you this week. Your own gold print, you know, is now about creating meditation. Connect with the Arcturians, or connect with your planetary family, with your star seeds, with your soul family. Take your inner child and your rainbow child out and let that rainbow child do the work. Share your space, share your heart, share your love, share what you need to share. And know that you're a multidimensional being that most of the time does the work when you're asleep, or when you are transitioning to other countries, you know, that then you're there because the energy needs to have you there to change the energies, to create that light, to create a new environment. So what is happening at this moment, and what we see is that so many things that were hidden for us are coming to light because we did the work. And when we do the work and we keep on going and we keep on doing the work, everything will come towards us, you know. And okay, so that's is it for this week. A really amazing 1010 portal. I'm not doing a transmission. I will do my own things when when we have the 1010 portal. And I wish you all the love, all the blessings, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.